Hi everyone, thanks for joining us for the Darn Good Yarn Stitch Challenge. In this video, we're going to focus on single crochet, which is the most basic and smallest crochet stitch. So this is our beginner stitch challenge for January. At the end of this month, you'll have a 6x6 square of all single crochet stitches. I'm going to demonstrate this single crochet stitch. The pattern will ask you to start by chaining 21 chains. To start our single crochet, we're going to want to work into the top V of the chain stitch. You'll notice that the top of the stitch has a nice little V at the top, and the back side has a bit of a bump. So I always like to work in underneath the two strands of the V, even when I'm beginning my first row. Some folks will sneak in there and just work underneath one strand, but I think it gives you a cleaner finished edge if you go under those two. So we're going to work from the second chain from the loop. So here's your first. We're going to work into the second and go underneath those two stitches to start creating our first single crochet. You're going to insert your hook from the front to the back. Take your working yarn, which is the yarn that comes from the ball here, wrap it around the back, catch it with the hook, and pull up the yarn. We call that pulling up a loop. So you've got two loops on your hook now. You can kind of tighten it up. And then we're going to yarn over again, back to front, catch that yarn, and pull it through both of the loops on the hook. And that creates our first single crochet stitch. There's the actual hole of the stitch, and that is the post of the stitch. And we'll do that again into the next chain stitch. There's that top V, and each row gets a little bit easier to find the placement of the stitches. The working into the chain is actually sort of the hardest part. So once you're beyond row 1, you'll be sailing. So we inserted our hook from the front to the back, wrapped the yarn around for a yarn over, and pulled up a loop. We've got two loops on our hook. We're going to yarn over again, catch that yarn with our hook, and try to challenge yourself to only use the hook to pull it through. So if you kind of rotate the head of the hook down, it pulls through those stitches a little bit easier. And we're going to continue single crocheting across just like that for this row. Okay, when you've reached the end of your row, your last stitch will look like this, and we're going to turn our work. So we're going to turn our piece over, and you'll see the back of those single crochet stitches across. And now in order to create the height that's needed for our next row, we're going to chain a stitch at the end of the row. So right here, we'll just chain one. And now you'll work into each stitch across the row. So again, our single crochet, we will insert our hook front to back, pull up a loop. We've got two loops on the hook, yarn over, and pull through. You'll continue that across. You can see the stitches that you're working into on this second row are a bit easier to see and navigate than that chain stitch. So you can see right through the center there. And again, it's underneath. You can see the V on the top as well. So you're going to work underneath those two stitches of the V. You're going to pull up your loop, yarn over, and pull through. You'll continue these single crochets across your row, turn, chain, and keep on going. So this is a single row repeat to get your 6x6 first square here. Thanks for watching the video and learning single crochet.